Hi, how are you guys? If you're seeing this, you're catching the replay, and I am just going to go over a little bit about how to use Facebook stories for your business to your advantage with the business. It is, I'm going to show you what it is. These things right here, those little those bubbles that are happening now at the top of your phone. They're at the top of HeyChels. They're at the top of Messenger, which is super exciting because it used to be my day in Messenger and my story in Facebook, and they used to be two separate things, but now it has merged. Hey, Molly. Now it has merged and it is my story on both things. So it's actually the only thing that merges and connects Messenger and Facebook, the app or the page on Facebook. Like, it's the only thing that keeps Facebook and Messenger combined, and it's the only thing that's the same in both of them. So hey, Nicole. Hey, Tiffany. All right, guys, I am just going to go over some tips. Let me look up really quick. It won't take long. Brian. So I am in a group from, hold on one second, because it will matter. January 15th. Okay. So I'm in a group. Hey, Candace. Hey, Calissa. I'm in a group. Hey, Amy. I'm in a group that I pay for a training thing. It's a Brian Fryer. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Social Impactors group that he has. He does a lot of trainings and all of that, and he has like a paid version and a free version of a group. So if you look up Social Impactors, it's a really great resource for information about what is the word I was going to say law of attraction marketing. That's the word I'm looking for. Attraction marketing. And he is actually going to do a live for our group in this page in Slay Squad on January 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern. So all of this information that I'm like kind of relaying to you, I just learned from him, but I think it's kind of cool because he's going to do a training just for our team on January 15th in this group. So that's pretty cool. I haven't told anyone about that, actually. I just told you guys for the first time, so I'm excited about that. But anyway, let's talk about stories. So I'm going to show you again on the top of your phone. They're at the top. They're based at the top of your Facebook app and in Messenger. And then on a computer, it's these buttons right here. So you can, Sydney, I'll put you on blast real quick. You can click through, and it shows it like they last for, I'm not even showing them. It lasts for a couple of seconds, and then it just keeps flashing them through, and then it brings up the next person. So that's what Facebook stories are, if you don't know what they are. And now I'm going to talk about them a little bit more. So here are the details. You know how with Facebook we're scrolling on our phones, on the computer, whatever it is, we're all scrolling, right? Well, the new thing is the new way our brain is working, which is interesting because we read like this way. We read by swiping, right? We're turning the page of a book. Everything's changing to swiping, whether it's like Tinder, I don't know, or if maybe they started at all, or Instagram stories, Facebook stories, all of that's at the top, and it's all a swipe process. So they're changing a lot of things to a swipe process instead of a scroll process. So that's why it's a big deal to get behind this, because a lot of things are going to change in this aspect. So the swipe is the new scroll. I have a bunch of notes, so when I'm not looking at you, I'm just looking at my notes. So Facebook's goal is to get you guys in front of the camera. So doing lives like this instead of just typing statuses, right? Which they say what's on, they could say make a post now. They don't even say make a status. They used to say statuses all the time. So if you have any questions as I'm doing this, just ask them throughout and I'll answer them the best that I can. But I am also just learning this and just relaying some information. So just bear with me a little bit. So text is slowly decreasing. So people writing long messages without a picture, The things that are always going to be popular are the things that have a picture with it. That's going to like just always going to work more. So it's text has already been slowly backing out because the pictures are typically winning the algorithm. So interesting fact, by the end of 2018, we are Facebook, I'm a part of Facebook, I guess. Facebook is going to be a 90% video only platform. So 90% of Facebook will be videos, and they will get the most love. Facebook Lives, videos, quick videos, story videos, like all of that stuff. They just want you to be in front of the camera. So there's that. So some tips for your Facebook stories, some cool things about it. I'm just going to assume that you guys all know now that I showed you what the Facebook stories are. Even if you're not using them, just like go click around on them. I'm not going to like train you on how to go use them technically, the technical side of it. Just mess around with it. That's what we all had to do to figure it out. So just mess around with it a little bit. But here is how you can integrate it into your business. Like everything else, you want to sprinkle in money. You want to keep 80% of it, of everything that you're doing, not money. 80% of everything you're doing. So that's posts. That's every time you go live. You don't want to go live about money every single time. You want to flip it around. So whenever you are, I wish I had like a second phone. My iPad's dead. I thought about that. So I could show you. I wonder. Oh, I think maybe I could show you on here. Okay, so an interesting thing is that, you know, someone could scroll past your post. They don't have to like it or, oh, thanks, babe. I'd have to download it, so it's okay. He brought me his phone to log in, but he doesn't have Facebook. Okay, so whenever you are making a post, someone can like it, someone can comment on it. Without that, you don't know who is looking at your posts at all. You're just like, well, I hope someone saw them. I hope other people are seeing them that aren't interacting on them, you know? Well, the awesome thing with this is, so you can go to your story. I've only posted one thing today, but Chelsea gave you thumbs up for helping, babe. So there's that. So look right here. There's 26. I know this is hard. Shoot. Let me try to go back to that. It says there's 26. There's a little I at the bottom, and it says 26 people right down there. You can click that and it shows all of the people that have looked at it. And I've been getting a lot of interactions because you can heart them, you can comment on them, you can do all of that different stuff. So that's what it's going to look like. I don't know. There, see, if you click the eyes, it's going to show all of those people. So that is a really, really big benefit. And I've actually been getting a lot of people interacting with it. So like doing hearts, and that is just going to send like a heart emoji to Messenger. So that's super interesting, which I'll get to in a couple of minutes. Comments are always going to be much more powerful. That's how they always are. Comments always win over a like or something like that. I feel like I'm like out of breath. I'm sorry. So I don't know what that is. I feel like I'm like sound terrible. Okay, so you can actually see who's liking your stuff and who's looking at it and who's interacting. Facebook stories is like a sneak peek. It's a quick on the go type of thing. It's a quick short video. The videos on there can be 20 seconds long. So they're not going to be long like this where I'm already 8 minutes in and I'm getting going. You know what I mean? So it's going to be 20 seconds. It's going to be like, oh my gosh, look at my Christmas tree. We just finished it. Oh, it's beautiful. Or, oh, look at what my dog just did. Look what my kid just did. Like quick things like that. Or, we're going to get into using it for your business in a second, but like, hey, we have our flash sale was just extended. I have 20 seconds to tell you about it. And it's amazing. You know what I mean? Just in that 20 seconds, making a quick video to get everyone onto that. So, you're not going to be duplicating all of your stuff. You could duplicate about one time a day. You can technically duplicate every single one. You can say post to this also, but you're not going to want to do that. If you do want to duplicate, I would keep it up to like one duplication, meaning your post is there and then your story is the same exact thing. So just be mindful of that because you're trying to create different content for different people. Rule of thumb, can still do about, so he said, if you're going to do 2 to 3 posts a day, hey Sandy, if you're going to do 2 to 3 posts a day, like on Facebook, if you feel like, oh my gosh, I can't handle getting like stories involved now, like Brian Fryer recommends like 3 to 5 posts a day, but he's like, if you cannot handle like the thought of getting all of these in there, back up a second and do 2 to 3 posts a day and then start doing 2 to 4 stories a day. So for every 3, Tyler, no one's there. So for every 3 Facebook posts, you're going to do 2 story posts. So that's the whole like balance with that. And once every 2 days, mix in a curiosity post. So not just like I know I mentioned the sale, but like that was a quick way to just like get the sale instead of just posting the corporate picture that they all post, or that we'll all post. You know what I mean? It'll be, like a quick way to share it. But if you can do like a picture, I mean, my hair is not the best today, like obviously, but if you're like a picture, like, look how soft my hair is. I used, my split ends are mended or something, it's like the ends of your hair, like showing off how nice they are. That's going to create curiosity and get people messaging you and asking you questions. And you're going to be able to see who is seeing those posts because that little eyeball on the bottom. So don't just flat out just be like products, blah, like all over the place. You know what I mean? Hey, Greta. So there is that. So every 2 days, try to throw in a Monate post, a curiosity post, a business post, whatever it is, but don't turn it into like this Monate bulletin board. Like just don't do that on social media in general. Okay. So, all right. Quote posting. He said, although the picture I just showed you of my example was of a quote. So this is like a quote that I posted today. I did put this border around it. It was just a white picture. This border was in the stories, but he said, I keep referring to as Brian Fryer, who I got this information from. He said that a great thing to do is to type out that quote in one of the pictures. You know how Facebook has those backgrounds? Type it out so it's like original and not just a quote of a picture. Instead of copying a picture, use the background to write it out in a quote. Share it to story and post 3 times a week. Oh, he said only do quotes like 3 times a week. Don't always copycat, which means copying your own post. Do that only once per day. Don't duplicate too much. You need to give before you get. So don't just always be worried about your stories. Like scroll through, look at other people's stories, interact a little bit. That will come back to you and it will give you practice on how to interact with different things. Then it's going to start a bunch of different conversations with people if you are replying to them with a comment, because it's going to send as a Facebook message and it'll have their story right here and then you're going to reply. So say someone has a kid and I'm like, oh my God, that's the cutest thing in the world. Like, where did you get blah, 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 blah. Like whatever it is, just to like start a conversation. And then even if it ends right there, like, oh, I got it at Target. Thanks so much. You're like, you're welcome. Bye. Like you're still interacting with people and growing relationships that way. And I have some pretty good stats on who is using stories. So you guys want to get in it on now. Like that's the time to get in it. Oh, you can use them in Facebook groups. My thought was to like post the sale that we have today inside of Slay Squad so people can see it, but only some Facebook groups are allowing you to do it. They have to like get worked into the system, and I don't know if I can do it in this one yet. Okay, there are 2 billion users on Facebook, okay? 2 billion users. That is insane. And only 150 million. So there's 2 billion and only 150 million are using stories right now. Posts on your timeline are going to get viewed 7 to 9%, but with stories, it is predicted to get 10 times more interaction than posts. So, and like I said, I'm going to keep going back to saying like you're going to be able to see who is seeing your stuff. So only 150 million people are using stories, but there's 2 billion people out there. So if you guys can get in on that now, you're going to be ahead of the game and not learning it when it starts to get more popular. It's already getting more popular, but you're going to be ahead of the game if you can be a part of it now. All right. Okay. Hold on. Okay, so like I said earlier, engage in more conversations with people. When you make a post, it's automatically going to go to their messenger in Facebook. And he was saying, someone asked like, okay, well, is that going to make people start avoiding Messenger because they're going to have all of this stuff? And he's like, I really don't think so, because people like, but people will be, he said, if there's like a heart or something or a reaction to the post, and then there's a comment, people are probably going to open the comment one a lot faster than the emoji if they're just like, oh, there's just an emoji sitting there. But if you want to start implementing it ASAP and start using it now, start interacting with people by leaving comments. Start engaging on stories instead of scrolling Facebook. Start commenting on stories. Start contributing on Facebook. Still contribute on Facebook, but if you want people to interact with you, you need to interact as well. I kind of already said this. At the very end, he was like, I have this huge secret I'm going to tell you, but I think I've been like weaving that into the whole time, is that it says, when you go leave a comment on a friend's story, it sends an immediate message to their messenger that a comment or reaction was just placed. Comment with more than just emojis. If you do emojis, those notifications will become annoying. Contribute. Leave 10 to 15 words. There's no urgency to open a message that doesn't have value and only has emojis. Most will respond if you send an actual message. Not everyone is going to reply, but a lot will, and it's a great conversation starter. So that is the basics of all of that. Basics, I don't really know. Whatever it is, that is that, and I'm not like an in-depth training, but it's just kind of like gets your wheels turning a little bit to see where stories are going to go. And obviously the only way to learn about them is to just keep using them and keep interacting and keep trying it out. Like, I know he's been paying attention a lot to these stories. Trying to look if like I have any weird people. I have a lot of people that never interact on my posts that are looking at this story that I can see right here. That's pretty crazy. So you guys could totally reach a lot. Just be consistent with it. I know I was in the middle of a sentence 5 seconds ago, but obviously I lost that train, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, I was going to say stories. If you have any questions on stories, just let me know. I might not have like an in-depth answer, and it might just be a guess, because at this point it's so new and we're all just learning about it. But the only way you're going to keep learning about it is if you keep using it and keep being interested in it and keep going out of your way to learn more. You know what I mean? So hopefully that helps you guys. It's another way to... Yeah. Katie just said, I noticed that too. People who never interact on my Facebook are seeing my stories. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Right now I'm at like a single % of my friends seeing it. But I think with consistency, I've only been doing it for a couple of days. With consistency, you're going to have a lot of turnaround with that. So don't make it a Monate story, make it a Lindsay story, make it a Ashley story, a Kirsten story, a Katie story, whoever you are, make it a story about you. You're creating a brand around yourself. You are a part of something that is you before Monate. You know what I mean? Monate's just a part of you. So just remember, don't make it a Monate billboard. Just go make it your story. That's all it is. And remember, Facebook and Messenger have the same story at the top of them. They just changed that. So it was 2 different stories. You had to upload twice. Right now, if you do it both, they're going to be at the top of the app for both of them. So they're pushing them. They're pushing for people to interact with you and for people to see those stories. And it's probably just going to get even crazier, because I remember when they launched live, they were just pushing a lot more lives than anything else. So they're probably going to do something similar once they adjust things. But now you guys are ahead of the game. And if you implement that, it will help you out. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will help you. All right, bye guys.